Okay, so this is part two of the nutritional aspect of OCD, and in this one, we're talking more about the lifestyle changes that you can make in order to help yourself get over OCD faster, more easier, and for the whole thing to be less painful. Okay, so first thing is you have to understand that your mind is on edge right now. It's overworked, it's overstressed. If you have additional real life stress, it's feeding into it. So the thing that you need to do is you need to calm down your mind. As I said in the first video, this is not a way to get out of not seeking reassurance and not avoiding. You do have to stop seeking reassurance. You do have to stop avoiding. And if you don't do those things, those two things, you will not recover from OCD. This is all going to be for nothing. So those two things are like default. You have to do that to recover. But in addition, you also have to do these things, which we'll discuss right now. So the things that you have to give up in this new lifestyle is you have to give up, first of all of the caffeinated drinks. So anything that has caffeine in it, which is your colas, your iced teas, your coffees, obviously. Anything that has caffeine is out. Or tea, which is found in tea. That's also not very good. But if you have to just step down a little bit, at least step down to the tea. But ideally, you shouldn't be consuming any caffeine because we're trying to reduce an anxious state of your mind, and caffeine makes you more alert, and because it makes you more alert, it makes you more anxious. And you know that, like if you have a few coffees, your hands start to shake and you start to get into that state of just too much. So that's one thing. Some people who I talk to drink a lot of coffee. Other people don't drink it at all. But I always recommend stopping all of caffeine. And you don't have to abruptly just drop it because you're going to get headaches if you do that. But if you can start cutting it down a lot, you should see improvement just from that. Second of all, your sleep habits. I know we're all having really poor sleep habits right now because of real life stresses, because of this and that. But you have to make sure that every time you go to bed, you do it in a ritual type of form. Not like an OCD ritual, but thinking that it's very important. It's not just like, at the end of the day, just drop in the bed. No, it has to be you're going into a clean bed. You are clean when you get in the bed. You have all the lights off. Your room has either been aired out before you go to bed, or ideally you would have a window open, but because of like safety aspects and depending on where you live and if it's too hot or too cold, that might not be possible. But at least the room has to be aired out so the oxygen level is adequate in it when you're sleeping, because you got to think of it that you're going to be sleeping there for 12 hours, or 12 hours. Yeah, that's the dream, right? But okay, at least 6 to 8 hours, right? So your room has to be, for that time, which is a long time, every single day, you have to have a perfect condition, that your body has to be comfortable, your skin has to breathe, and that's what I'm saying, you have to be clean, your skin has to be able to breathe, and you have to, when you breathe, you have to breathe fresh air, not, air that's not doing anything for your mind, right? Because your brain has to receive adequate oxygen level in order to function properly. So it's very, very important. And before you go to bed, there is no more devices in the bed. First of all, the risk of cancer skyrockets if you read at night on a bright device, because your circadian rhythms change. So no more devices in the bed. You go to bed, you're going to sleep. If you read before bed in a bright lit room, like a regular lit room, it's not as bad. But see, what happens is, because your devices, no matter what it is, iPad, iPhone, Android, doesn't matter, it has a blue light that it emanates, and your eye and your brain see it as if it's a daylight, because you're looking directly into the screen, you're looking directly into the light, and your brain starts to think that it's not night, but it's day. So it's receiving wrong signals. It's not secreting hormones, and serotonin levels start to kind of get out of whack, which is not something we want. We want the opposite of that. So I'll have more of why it's important not to read in bed in my book, which is going to be available, or probably, depending on when you're listening to this video, is already available on the website, youhaveocd.com, so you can look for that for more details. But I'm just kind of giving you the short version of it. That no more devices, no more caffeine, and really, it would be beneficial if you sleep a little bit longer. So go to bed a little bit earlier. Because ideally, again, with the natural rhythms of the body, you should be going to bed around 9 or 10, because that's when your body expects to go to sleep. Even if you're a night owl, it still expects to go to sleep at that time, and you might not be able to go to sleep, but at least attempt to just lay there. So those three things are very, very, very important. Also, being outside a lot really helps. So, because you're receiving sunshine, you're receiving fresh oxygen. It's a big problem with OCD and other disorders, that the brain is just simply not getting enough oxygen. So, however you can do it, there's lots of apps available online and specific videos on correct breathing techniques, deep breathing. This is all very, very good. Another thing I would really suggest is meditation. If you can meditate every single day or every other day, even, you know what, whatever you can squeeze into your life. If you can only meditate once a week, do it once a week. But it has to be about 15, 20 minutes. No less than 15 minutes. I would actually say even no less than 20 minutes. Doesn't matter what kind of meditation it is, but I would suggest a guided meditation rather than just music, because a guided meditation will be, the person will tell you, okay, relax this part of your body, that part of the body, and you relax more fully with a guided meditation, at least in the beginning. So basically, all of these things promote only one thing, and that's to relax your mind. And that's what we want, right? And if you do these things as a complex, right, like not just, okay, I'm going to give up coffee, but I can't do any of this other stuff because that's just too much. No, you have to kind of do all of it, but at least start with a little bit of each one and then kind of work your way up. Nobody expects you to make this change overnight, but the faster you make it, the better for you, really. So that's the video. In the next one, we will talk. So this is part two of part two of three. So in the next chapter, next part, we will talk about the nutritional aspect and the food, basically. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions on any of this, please either ask below, but that's public, or you can ask me privately at info@youhaveocd.com. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. See you in the next video.